Sunlight, one of the biggest sources of energy. With the world getting advanced as a whole, the need for renewable sources of energy have become an inevitable necessity. But thanks to development, the world is now going to have the largest solar plant in the world. Presenting the Australia-Asia PowerLink. Electricity has become a life savior for everyone inhabiting the planet Earth. The way that we need electricity nowadays is almost similar to the way we need water, I mean, think about it. Imagine if we were all still in the past or rubbing stones and making fire off of it to get light. Man, the old days must have been a little bit, challenging. But thanks to electricity, life has become a lot simpler, as you know. However, with growing demands and taking sustainability into consideration, we need a renewable source of energy. Even the Indian Pacific regions are undergoing a lot of energy shifts, and the proportion of energy delivered by electricity is increasing significantly. Energy demand in Southeast Asia is expected to increase by 60% by 2040, expanding at an average rate of 6% annually. Due to its low cost, demand for renewable energy is rising. The medium to long-term availability of affordable, dependable power is essential for any nation's long-term planning and economic competitiveness. And what better source do we have other than the sun itself? Solar energy is a massive solution when it comes to our problem. In 2022, solar is anticipated to provide 60% of the growth in renewable energy capacity globally, bringing the total to above 300 gigawatts. I know, right? And right when things are going in that direction, Sun Cable is constructing the AUD 30+ billion Australia-Asia PowerLink, one of the largest renewable energy infrastructure projects in the world, which will supply renewable electricity to Darwin and Singapore. On October 20th of 2021, the firm announced the creation of the Integrated Project Delivery Team, making yet another significant accomplishment. Sun Cable, a 2018 founded firm specializing in renewable energy, is the creator of AA PowerLink. The project will use overhead and undersea cables to transport energy produced by the largest solar farm and battery storage facility in the world, which will be constructed in Australia's Northern Territory, to Darwin, Australia, and subsequently to Singapore. Australia has the second largest solar resource per person in the world and the highest in the G20. Sun Cable proposes to use this to their advantage and maximize Australia's energy potential by supplying Darwin and Singapore with renewable energy continuously. This gives us huge opportunities to export large-scale volumes of energy, meet local energy needs, and maintain economic growth. Damn, all three in one go? Lucky us, right? Australia also happens to be the largest coal exporter in the world, and the Pilbara would become the green energy exporting superpower. As a result of the AA PowerLink, the projected Asian renewable energy hub for wind and solar energy. Estimated investment for the AA PowerLink project is $30 billion, or 22.54 billion US dollars. The fourth quarter of 2023 is anticipated to mark the project's financial closing for the intercontinental power grid. The project's onshore construction work is planned to start in late 2023. In 2026 and 2027, respectively, the electricity transmission to Darwin and Singapore is expected to start. In 2028, the project is anticipated to be fully operational. According to estimates, the AA PowerLink project will annually offset 8.6 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions. In Darwin, a CO2 emissions reduction of about 2.5 MT is anticipated, whereas Singapore is going to have a decrease of about 6 MT. The project is going to give Singapore, which now generates around 95% of its electricity from gas, a steady and secure energy source. Up to 15% of Singapore's electricity needs are anticipated to be satisfied. Up to $2.58 billion will be invested in Indonesia, including $1 billion for installation and $1.58 billion for operating costs. Now, where exactly is this located? On 12,000 hectares of land close to Powell Creek Telegraph Station, the AA PowerLink project's solar farm and battery storage facility is going to be built. The area is in the Northern Territory, some 70 kilometers southwest of the town of Elliott. The Powell Creek site is in a good spot because it's thought to be one of the world's locations with the most continuous sunshine. Additionally, it has flat land, which is perfect for solar panel installation. The site's close proximity to a railway corridor will also make it simple to transport project equipment. It's convenient, right? A solar farm with a capacity between 17 gigawatts and 20 gigawatts, a battery energy storage system with a capacity between 36 gigawatt hours and 42 gigawatt hours, and a 5,000-kilometer-long high-voltage direct current transmission line are the main elements of the AA PowerLink project. A voltage source converter will be included in the solar farm precinct. In Darwin and Singapore, VSCs and utility-scale batteries will also be installed. Singapore is anticipated to get about 3.2 gigawatts of dispatchable power per year from this project. An 800-kilometer overhead line will connect Darwin to the transmission system, while a 4,200-kilometer undersea cable will connect Darwin to Singapore. The electricity generated by the solar farm and battery storage system will be sent to Livingstone, south of Darwin, along the railway route. The Gunpoint Peninsula's Murrumbidgee will receive it after that. On a 55-hectare location close to Murrumbidgee, a converter station and battery facility are intended to be built. Power will be transmitted between Murrumbidgee and Singapore using underground and subaqueous cables. The AAPL's core idea is straightforward. Maximize the electrical output of solar panels by building a mega-sized solar farm near Tennant Creek, which is 990 kilometers from Darwin and is located in Australia's sunniest region. A 4,500-kilometer high-voltage direct current transmission system is going to transport that captured renewable energy to Darwin and the ASEAN area. The largest solar farm, the largest battery, and the largest submarine power cable will all be broken by this project once it's finished. Average global temperatures and sea levels are increasing together with the concentrations of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. This issue makes the society want to switch to renewable resources that don't emit carbon. Strategies that minimize the negative effects on the environment, cultural heritage, and greenhouse gas emissions during construction are also considered. The AA PowerLink project, developed by the Sun Cable, will establish Australia, Singapore, and other Asian countries as hubs for regional renewable energy, and open up huge prospects for sustainable energy and the economy for decades. Another perk of this is job opportunities. Thousands of construction and operating jobs are going to be generated by this project, opening up new prospects for regional suppliers and enterprises. A $30 billion Australian project is the AA PowerLink. According to estimates, 500 construction jobs, 350 operational jobs, and 12,000 indirect employment are anticipated to be produced by AA PowerLink. Under the ASEAN Plan of Action for Energy Cooperation 2021-2025, ASEAN has set a target of integrating 23% of renewable energy into its primary energy supply in order to revitalize the pandemic-hit economies and increase the renewable energy potential. In ASEAN, renewable energy capacity is now installed in Indonesia, as well as Vietnam and the Philippines, Thailand, and Malaysia, which together make up 84% of the region's total installed capacity. The COVID-19 outbreak and the Russia-Ukraine war have also had a significant impact on the price of fossil fuels, which has increased the fuel prices and inflation in Asian countries, or ASEAN countries, and reinforced the need for a more aggressive shift towards the consumption of renewable energy. AAP, in this case, will be a huge boon for all countries in the ASEAN region. The Northern Territory and Commonwealth governments are currently reviewing the environmental impact statement for Sun Cable. Separate environmental impact statements are also being conducted for evaluation by the governments of Singapore, as well as Indonesia. This is the largest solar farm under development in the world. It's also the largest battery anywhere in the world. It's about 300 times larger than the largest battery at the moment. It's a very significant project. According to Sun Cable Chief Executive David Griffin, reduced electricity costs, as well as lowered greenhouse gas emissions and possibly economic gains from the Northern Territory all provide significant public advantages. Investments in talents and industries that are both complementary and spill over. At a 7% discount rate, the proposal has a stated benefit-cost ratio of 2.4. As long as the project doesn't necessitate a significant amount of public funding, it would be economically viable. Well, after looking at all the parameters, we can easily say that the project would be the biggest battery, longest undersea electrical line, and largest solar farm ever built in the world. Utilizing current and evolving technologies, delivery will surely be difficult, but manageable. It'll be necessary to actively manage risks connected to demand, technology, regulations, the environment, and cultural heritage. However, with a current project development agreement in place, the proponent is continuously collaborating with the Northern Territory government to make sure that the market and supply chains can support the project throughout the construction and the delivery phases. Did you know that there was an act passed with regards to the AAP link? Well, guess what? The Solar Project, Australia-Asia PowerLink Special Provisions Act of 2022, was passed specifically to facilitate Sun Cable's efforts to acquire project financing, to give clarity for the plan, and to clarify and expedite current procedures. So, yeah. In a couple of years from now, you should be able to see this and use the benefits from it, depending on where you live. Alrighty guys, with that we've come to an end to today's video. Do you have an innovative idea in your mind? Or is there something similar that you'd want to know more about? Let us know in the comments section below, and we'll see y'all next time.